The music for Trauma Blondes is provided by Scott Benjamin Music.
Hey, everybody, welcome to a new episode of Trauma Blondes. We are your hosts, Kristyn
And Megan Farrell.
So, do you know what today is, Megan?
What's today, Kristen?
Today is the 5-year anniversary of COVID, the
Ugh,
5-year anniversary of when our lives got turned upside down.
that is correct.
Yeah, and the nurses became heroes, right? Remember, we were healthcare heroes, and food was sent to us, and all these
Yeah.
places were like, "Oh my God, we love you guys. Oh, you're so brave." And now they're like, "Hey, go fuck yourself."
Hey, how about a punch in the face with that turkey sandwich?
Yeah. And we were guinea pigs for the vaccine because that
Yep,
was absolutely mandatory, or we would lose our jobs.
correct.
Now it's like, oh, just sign the declination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
it's wild. I can't believe it's like in a way you're like, wow, it's been 5 years, but then in another way it's like, man, it seems like yesterday and then everything's just a blur, but it's changed like living so much. It impacted our kids so much because I'm telling you, single parent during COVID when you couldn't shut yourself down even though the world shut down. Emergency daycare alone was a challenge in itself to find. So, yeah, I definitely don't miss those days. I guess I do miss like the free food being sent, but we could all stand to step away from the snack bar, I guess.
right. And now it's just time to watch everybody else still get COVID and not care.
Right, right.
But those are fun times. So we're past that, thank God. But 5 years ago, never saw it coming.
Nope.
And nursing has changed 100% since then. Used to be kind of easy. Not easy, but it used to be like a good job and everybody was happy and the patients were happy and you were able to help people. And now it's just like, you know, they hate us.
Well, even like the nurse experience too, if you think about it, like they were so desperate to get nurses in because nurses were flocking away from the bedside despite like the enormous travel contracts you saw during nursing, I mean during COVID. But we had nurses come into the floors that did all their clinicals either in sim labs or online. And then now we have a plethora of a new group of new grads that are coming into the critical care roles, like new grads in ERs, new grads in ICUs. And those are things that you had to go through the process of everything to even set foot near one of those jobs. And now we're just rolling them all in.
It's crazy that now you just get in as a new grad for day shifts. And that's it, in the sense, kind of a sense of entitlement. I hate to say that, but because every place is so behind on staff, they do have their pick of day shifts. And I think, when I started, it was nights and you shut up because that's what you get, you know?
Yeah, you kept your head down, did your time, waited for the day shift to open up. And now it's like, yeah, like you said, they walk in a day shift and tenured nurses are definitely salty about it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I do like, so the new grads coming in are actually great. The ones that, want to learn and they want to kind of stick by those salty nurses like us. But, we don't, they always say, oh, the nurses eat their young. Some of them do. I personally do not. And I know you don't, but that's another day.
Correct.
So, how
Another
about
time.
our 20 seconds of Tinder? We didn't start off with that because, COVID took over, but how about our 20 seconds? What you got this week, babe?
Oh, well, let me tell you, it's like the resurrection of the zombies is what I'm gonna call this one because I
Oh,
I wish like I had some good guys in my past that like were great and then they were the ones that I'm like, oh, he's too clingy, oh, he's this, and then you look at them on Facebook and they're like thriving in their own businesses with their families and blah blah blah. And then nope, not me. I got the Tinder zombies coming back full force. Well, the one yesterday, like, matched with me, "Hey stranger," and I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." Like, we didn't work out. I put so much effort into trying to get you to even acknowledge me or spend some time with me, and for zero performance, if you get what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
you had the audacity to message me, "Hey stranger, I'm good, sir." I didn't even
Mm.
give you the courtesy match to be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Nope, I just X that one off. What about you?
Yep. Oh, so I actually do, but I have a positive one. Well, I have one funny one, which is great. So, you know how you can put in like what you want or whatever, you have like a little
Yeah.
paragraph you can say. So,
Yeah.
after Steal, of course, I changed it and I was like, if ghosting is your superpower, I'm not the one for you, right? So, because really, like, they don't read it anyway. They're only looking at your boobs. So, I got a message from somebody that said, well, don't worry about ghosting, because fucking is my superpower. I was like, oh, sweet Jesus.
Here
It's
we
awfully
go.
confident of you, sir, but unmatched. So I, obviously got rid of that. But I actually met like I'm gonna dare say decent guy. We're gonna call him Dive Bar.
All right, I like it.
So yeah, he owns a dive bar. So we'll call him that. He is actually genuinely pretty sweet. But also so was the other guy. So we'll see how it goes. But so far, totally about the communication. We had a lot in common as far as what we wanted. We have kind of the same goals relationship wise. We're not really into messing around. Like we're dating with intention. So that was kind of cool. Today was his birthday, as a matter of fact. So I sent him some balloons to work. I felt bad. He's working business owner, doing the books and bartending and cooking and doing all the things in his business. So I sent them balloons for his birthday, which went
I
over
love
really
it.
well. So yeah. So that's my 20
Amazing.
seconds. Hopefully, it will. I don't even want to say knock on wood.
Yeah,
But
hopefully it'll turn to 40 seconds, okay?
absolutely. So I did want to read an email that we got that actually it was pretty, it was kind of what had happened to me this week. We talk about the violence in healthcare, right? And we're always worried about nurses getting hit or healthcare getting assaulted, whatever the case is, as far as violence against healthcare, right? But what we don't talk about is almost intimidation, the bullying, at work by other nurses, by other staff, but whether that's physicians, whatever. And I called you this week pretty upset about something that had happened
Right.
because of a situation kind of like that. I had a coworker write me up, and like the internal incident reports, they have different names for different hospitals. Whatever, it's an incident report. I had to tell so she's precepting, right? So the kid that came in, I gave him a report. She was late, so she wasn't there for a report. And I said to him, hey, listen, I am so late on this med for this room because I had to hold pressure on an arterial bleed for like an hour. I didn't have time to give this med. You want me to give it now? No, 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 you're good. It's fine. Oh, okay. And it was like 5 hours late. It wasn't like 2 minutes late. It was 5 hours late. I accepted responsibility for that. I said, I am sorry. I'm still here for another 2 hours so I can go back in, do what you need me to do. No, 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 it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Cool. I assume when someone says it's fine, don't worry about it, that is not code for you're a shitty nurse. I'm going to write you up. So a couple of the nurses came to me in 2 hours and said, "Hey, listen, uh, she's speaking pretty negative about you. She's saying things that are not true, and whatever." And both of them had said to her like, "Hey, that's not Kristen. She doesn't do that stuff. Like if she leaves something, she leaves it because of." Something else. It was like a trickle effect, like we all do, because nursing is 24/7. It's not 5 minutes. So this particular nurse, I went by, I don't know, 7, 8 times. You guys good? What can I do for you? You need IVs? Who needs meds? Can I get this? Can I get that? Nope, we're all good. Nope, we're all good. In fact, the preceptor didn't move off her butt because she was too busy scrolling on her phone. and didn't even answer me when I said, "Hey, is everybody good? What can I get for you? Anybody need a break? Whatever." Nothing. Nope, we're good. Nope, we're good. So then at the very end of the shift, or very end of my shift, one of the nurses comes over. She's like, "Hey, she's filing an incident report against you. Just thought you should know." And it's a pretty significant like paragraph. There's like bullet points for God's sakes. And I said, "Oh, all right." So I saw the preceptee as I was walking out, and I said, "Hey, how are those patients over there?" "Yeah, no, I mean, we'll manage." And I was like, "Oh, okay, you sure? Because for the last 2 hours, you have done nothing but complain about me. You are still being precepted. Do you need something? Because I'm easily approachable. In fact, I asked 5 to 10 times, are you guys good?" "Oh, yeah, no, that wasn't me. She wanted to file the incident report." "Oh, all right." So anyway, panic ensued, of course. So I called my manager, who was 100% like, "Hold on a second, take a breath. It's not as bad as you think. She does this consistently." Okay. But I'm travel. I'm not protected by the union. All they have to do the next day is call my company and say, "We don't want her back." And then that's the end of my career for this company, right? So I was nervous, not because of her, not because of what she could do physically to me, but just because now I'm set to defend myself. So I read the incident report the next day, and I almost died. Not only did she attack me as a nurse, she attacked me as a person. And she said, "I always dump everything on the nurses. The nurses are always talking about me, that I don't do my job. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that." None of the nurses um, that she's spoken to ever like taking over for me. But now, mind you, I've worked with this girl twice for maybe an hour or so each time, because her shift is a later shift than mine. So I was taken aback. I was like, Do people think that? How, why?" And she had dropped the people in that assignment that night, agreed that I always do that. So, of course, I reached right out to them and I said, "Hey, you guys, just FYI, you were put into an incident report regarding me, saying that you said you agreed to this, and this." And they were like, "What? We didn't even talk to her." They were so mad. But things like that end up happening so often, it's ridiculous. Our job is hard enough. Why do we have to do this to each other? And the manager read it and she said, "Just respond to it like we have to for all of them, and we're done with it. You know, we know that you don't do these things on purpose. We know that you were in an arterial bleed. It's not something that you can control. It wasn't a life-saving medication. It was atorvastatin. You know, you're not going to lose your career over an atorvastatin."
Which people take at night anyways, but whatever.
Right, but that's not, yeah. Well, because of course the hospitalist had put it in for noontime, so you know, why wouldn't it be appropriate?
Right.
So that was like, I don't like when things like that happen. So when we
So
got a couple emails like that, I was like, you know what? Maybe I will just show my vulnerability in the sake of it happens to us too, you know?
yeah, and a couple things like you want to talk on like about that. I like that that just catch me like right away is the fact that number one, I love how management was supportive to you and like, no, we know the type of nurse you are. We know that this doesn't match like the vibe. But
Right,
I don't what I don't like the answer is, well, she does that to everybody, or she's like that. Like, can we get away from that? Like, I'm
right,
so sick of hearing the answer, well, like, that's just how she is. Well, like, that's not cool. And
right,
like that's obviously also not like setting up good expectations again for like your newer nurses coming in. Like, hey, this one's gonna eat you alive, but don't worry, it's just who she is. Like, why is that okay, you know?
right. It's not okay. I mean, it's the thing that frustrates all of us. I mean, you and
Right,
I work well together, and that's great. And we've had our issues with management. And,
right.
you know, both of us being in a management position, you're now, and I don't know that I ever will be, it is tough. It is tough because you have the nurses that try so hard to not be that person. And then you have the nurses who sit on their butts and they are that person. But those are the people who are not getting reported. It's the people that, you know, maybe almost a little bit popular in the department, you know, who people like or they chat with, or they, it becomes frustrating when you become that nurse and you feel bad. And I question, I mean, am I that bad? You know, like, do people not like me? And not that I care, because not one of those people are writing the check for my mortgage. Not one of them is taking care of any of my lawn outside. So it is what it is. But
No, but you
we
have like
shouldn't
an
have to go to work like that.
yeah, and you also have like it bothers you because you have like an expectation of yourself and how you present, like you've worked so hard to get to where you are and how you present yourself. And it's like, that's not me. That's such a misrepresentation of me. And it's nurses like that that I hate to say it and play that game, but like give us a bad name. Like you said earlier, and I was gonna say it if you didn't. Nursing is a 24-hour job, and we have to understand, like, and I believe when you were calling me to tell me about this, the patient that you were helping with the arterial bleed wasn't even your patient, right? So
Correct. It was not. Yeah.
so you're getting punished for stepping up and being a team player for another nurse that you said this patient needs emergent help instead of my life-saving atorvastatin, and
Right.
you made a clinical decision to put,
Right.
to put whatever patient needed you first, and you're getting punished for it. And it's like, if you have that big of a problem, I would respect you more telling me, hey, Dick, like you missed
Yeah.
this med, why'd you do it? And here's my answer. I was holding an arterial bleed. I'm more than
Yeah.
happy to give it for you. But the fact that they were like, no, we're good. We're good. Several times we're good. Like, the fuck out of here.
Yeah. It was. I said that at first. I was like, you have to be fucking kidding me. Like, are you kidding me? I am the person that I'm like, you guys good? Are you good? Are you good? All day because I need to work a little harder because I am travel. And this hospital that I work at does treat travelers like staff. They really do. They do not treat us badly, and they don't treat us like we have to be any different because we're travelers. Half of the time, nobody knows who's travelers and who's staff. The only difference is the color of the badge, the color of the RN.
Which is how it
But
should be.
yeah, oh, 100%. And management there is honestly, I can say for the first time in quite some time, both of them are easy. There's two managers and a director. All three of them are easily approachable. They're gonna tell you if you're wrong. You're
Right.
wrong. You are wrong. And I hold myself accountable for things. And I said, yeah, it was 5 hours late. And you know what? Sorry. I mean, I take full responsibility for that. I did, it was 5 hours late, but I also said, obviously this is why I didn't give it. And the preceptee understood that. I said to him, I was holding an arterial bleed for an hour. And then the guy started to go pale. And I was like, well, now he's going to go in the shitter. So can you have a little slack here? But anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about this letter we got.
Right.
So the nurse writes, and everybody stays anonymous because we do not want to put anybody in a position of feeling that there's going to be any retaliation against them, for sending us an email. But this nurse writes that she works on a floor. She didn't say what type of floor. She just said she's a floor nurse. And because of the amount of meds that needed to be given on this one particular day, she had a very heavy caseload. She had 4 patients. They were, what she said, significantly heavy. And she said, "Dear, my blondes," which I thought was kind of great for the
I
opening.
love that.
I wanted to reach out because you seem very approachable, and it seems that you would read this and hopefully help other people. But I am a floor nurse. I don't want to say what kind of floor, but I had a heavy assignment and a lot of meds. Oh, sorry. And a lot of meds needed to be given all at the same time because, of course, we all know hospitalists. I had several medications that were, in fact, important, high blood pressure medications, and one patient needed to receive blood. I had a patient that was late on medications, and the new nurse coming on knew that, understood I had to give a bunch of meds and blood, but was late on the other meds. This nurse, for the rest of the shift, made me feel so insignificant and told other people on the shift that I was a bad nurse. I didn't give meds per usual because that's my MO. I don't understand why nurses constantly berate each other behind their back, and then to their face, they smile. This is what becomes frustrating with nursing. So that was, I mean, I almost feel sometimes typical.
Yeah, and then honestly, but it breaks your heart at the same time, right? Because think about it this way. There has never been, if there's a nurse out there that tells you, nope, I'm always on time with everything. I'm always in the door at this time, out the door at this time. I'm never late with meds, never late with my assessments, with my blood, etc. You're lying.
Yeah,
Okay.
100% lying.
And I don't care who you are, Miss Florence Nightingale herself was not given all her meds and everything on time. Okay.
Yeah,
And so it's like you just want to be like, you fucking hypocrites, right?
yeah, yep,
Like, and it's like it makes you like she said, like that breaks my heart. Like you feel insignificant and you feel like you're a shitty nurse when really that's just a shitty person.
right, 100%. And it's, again, like, we say, I mean, you and I have been able to work side by side, right? We're not just doing a podcast because we're like randomly two blonde people that met, but
Correct.
we've seen the people that bully and we've heard the people that bully. And, I've faced it at other jobs. It's not just this one. It's not, and there's always some sort of favoritism happening where that one bully is not going to get reprimanded because they're friends with, whoever, or they've been there long enough and the union can't do anything about it, or whatever the case is. There's always that one bully that gets away with it. And it's too bad because, I mean, like we say all the time, like we have enough going on that we don't need to walk on eggshells with our coworkers.
Right. And I mean, quite honestly, we've sat there when report was given and then the shit talking started. And it's like, nursing's not, we've stuck up for those nurses
Yep,
being like,
always.
yeah, settle down, like get off your high
Yeah.
horse. And if you have enough time to talk shit, you have enough time to go give that med for them. End of story.
Yeah. Yep. And you know what's funny? I'm frustrated at this too. I saw a TikTok video today of this. I don't know who the person was, but she was 100% taking a video of a triage nurse and what I think is her mother. And I'm not answering these questions. Why do you keep asking me these questions over and over and over? I have back pain. I want a doctor. Who are you? Blah, blah, blah. And the nurse is stumbling because she's like, listen, I got to ask these questions. I can't. Well, you keep asking them and I don't know. So stop asking me questions. And the person videoing it is laughing. I was like, what is wrong with you? So then I started reading the comments, and literally everybody in the comments was like, so you're yelling at a nurse who's trying to do her job. No wonder why nobody wants to be in healthcare. And if your back pain's so bad, you're not going to be screaming at somebody. You're not going to be able to move.
No,
And
and
she's,
it's
moving
right.
around and all the things. Like, come on.
Flailing. If your back pain's that bad and you want so much help, you're going to answer any questions that are asked to you, even down to what your favorite color is, if it means that you're going to get help with some relief.
Yeah. And the person with the taking the video literally was like, shut the fuck up. I don't care what nurses need. Fuck you, do your job. I don't care. Blah, all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? So this is a test of humanity, man. It literally pushes us to, like, this is what we deal with every day. And you don't get it. You don't get it. So I thought about this for a while after because it really did, like, it frosted my ass but the whole day. And I think that there needs to start being on social media platforms a some sort of filter. If you are videoing in a hospital, it is not allowed to be posted. It isn't because, number one, you have people in the background. So names are being said. This person had the computer screen up, that was right in front of it. That's a HIPAA violation. So if we have to be accountable for HIPAA, so do you. So you need to protect the privacy of other people as well. So if you're going to video a nurse getting yelled at or whatever, we don't have the right to video you when you're screaming at us or when you're telling us that you're going to beat the shit out of us. We don't get to do that because it's a HIPAA violation. There
Right.
really should be something that says if you post a video of a hospital with a nurse or a screen or people in the background, you're going to get the $10,000 fine
Yep.
with a chance of imprisonment. Why not?
I also want to like touch on the fact I saw a TikTok the other day that one of the nurses I work with shared with me, and it was like, can we get this played on every like monitor in the triage waiting room area in multiple languages? And it was a very calm nurse saying, "Hello, welcome to the emergency room. We
Yeah.
understand that you're here because you don't feel well." And he goes on and on to talk about you might be here for certain problems and what you might come to find is people that come in here after you might go in back before you. We treat the sickest patients first, and goes on and like
Uh,
calmly explaining like just because you're waiting the longest doesn't mean you're the sickest and you'll get right back there. And he's like, so at the end he's like, so kick back, relax, and enjoy your 4 to 6 hours in the waiting room.
That's awesome. It's like a sci-fi movie, how they always have those like screens
Exactly.
as you're walking through someplace. Hello and
Yep.
welcome to 2027.
That's exactly what it was, right. And yeah, and I want to circle back to the email that we got so far. Like, girl, we hear you, girl. If it's a girl, boy, if it's a boy, whatever, we hear you. And you know what? It sucks. All I can say is keep doing you, like practice nursing how you know you do, and don't let those little dicks like make you question your care. So
Right. And also, this is where we can, talk about the support group that we have.
yep.
We have that healthcare support group, that frontline worker support group. Are you having a bad day? Did you have a crappy day? Did this happen to you? You need to vent. You need to know what other people do. Like-minded individuals, all doing the same thing for the same reason. It's always available. Just need to go on to thekrispycoach.com and click on frontline worker support group, and you can find a date, that works for you. At TCC, we find a personalized routine that works for you. Not everybody comes in the same shape, size, or even motivation. We want to meet with you online. We'll do a free consultation. You tell us what you're looking for, and we'll work with that in every step of the way. We also have appointments that you can make if you just need a little pick me up and you need to just have somebody say, it's okay, we got your back, let's start over. We have that for you at TCC. Head on over to thekrispycoach.com and schedule your free consultation. I think it's helpful to have, and it's been successful. People have said, thank you so much, because I don't know how I would have been able to deal with this knowing that other people have the same issues and I can work through it. So it really worked out well.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been successful, and especially for people like, you know, we're older, right? We don't go out like as much as we did when we were younger. So like I feel like a lot of the younger nurses that are here, they make friends, they go out, they have their like group of friends at work that they socialize and hang out with in and out of work, and they have their own kind of like network, right? But like as you get older and you just going through life and do your own thing, you have your core friends, but a lot of people don't like might still not have like resources that are in the field and like people that can like get where they're coming from. So it's so important for everybody to have. And a lot of it too is they might not want to talk with their friends about it who work in the hospital or the wherever setting they are with those people, because it also like crosses weird lines. Like you're friends with some person, but your coworkers with another, but then relationships cross and it's like you're worried about, like you said earlier, retaliation. So this is, like you said, completely anonymous, and it's something for people to vent at and, feel heard and just have other people that are going through what they're going through.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been good for us too. I mean, we've been able to see like, okay, so you know what? It's not just in Massachusetts, it's not just in New Hampshire, it's not just in, Maine, it's in California, it's in, Utah. It's all over the place.
Right.
So full disclosure as well, I have absolutely no issue telling inappropriate dirty jokes. So if anybody doesn't like them or you're going to get offended by some of the jokes, I can't help with that. It just is what it is. And so incoming, what is the difference between between a vagina and weed?
What?
If you, the weed's good if you smell it from across the room.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. And I'm here all week, folks.
Yep. Try the veil.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we gotta go down to Dive Bar's restaurant. I think we might have to have some of that food.
Any food attached to a dive bar is my jam.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like it looks really good actually too. I'll send you some pics.
Okay. So one of the big things that we've been dealing with now, like we talked about it earlier, but we touched on is like high acuity. Like for this past week, which has been kind of nice, despite the blood moon today, which absolutely annihilated us. Uh, because I don't care whoever says that moons have nothing to do with hospitals and psych wards. You don't know what you're talking
Mhm.
about. Um,
They sure as hell do.
yeah, but let me tell you, so like the issue of like not being able to get off the floor to, pee, to eat, to breathe, to do anything, and it's like struggle city when it comes to food. And talking to some of the nurses, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick hit downstairs, not even to the cafeteria because the cafeteria isn't open all the time, but the quick store in the cafeteria."
Yep.
So I was telling them like, hey, check out Kristen because, although we've worked together before, some people are new to the game.
Yep.
And, talking to them about meal prepping and how important and how much of a game changer it is, especially when they're in these things, because you prep your food, you go to the microwave and heat it up for 30 seconds so you can, hopefully Jayco's not listening right now, eat it at your desk, you know?
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I told them how life changing it's been for you to help with like meal planning and just like quick hit ideas. So I think it's time that we give a shout out to the crispy coach and the support not only for like exercising and everything, but also for like meal prep and what you can do for them.
Yeah, that's been a game changer for me. And you know as well as I do, everyone hates my massive green lunchbox that I bring, the 20 pounds full of, meals, snacks, drinks, whatever, because I don't want to eat in the calf. A lot of the places that we work, everything's fried, everything's, processed, and it's all disgusting. And at the end of the day, you feel gross. And then what? You're not able to kind of get through the day. But meal prepping and helping other nurses, or yeah, I shouldn't say nurses, just nurses, but every other person in healthcare, you know, get on that track, because most of the time it's I could never do that. I can't do that. I can't spend hours and hours and hours. So when I show them that it's not hours and hours and hours, if you're going to work three in a row, yeah, maybe you can spend 2 hours and you meal prep for 4 days. I mean, 4 days of meals in 2 hours. That's literally a half an hour each meal. That's, I mean, Rachel Ray did it 30-minute meals.
Right. And
So
I was a whiner. I was one of those whiners that's like, I don't have time to sit on the toilet sometimes between my kids' schedules and everything. So
yeah,
it is life changing and it makes a huge difference.
it does. And that's why through the crispy coach, and actually you, I think, were working the day that I said, that is it. I am done coming into work, listening to, I can't exercise. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't. And that's when I started the crispy coach. And yeah, I know the name. It's like, oh, the crispy coach. It doesn't sound good. But you know what? Go read why it's called
Yeah.
that. And then
So
you'll have a little
meaningful.
bit more, more of an understanding. But it enabled me to help people. So obviously, I'm not helping enough people in nursing. So I figured, why not go do personal training and nutrition specialization? It's nice because I do show people that they can do it, and it really does work out. Anybody who has worked with me in the emergency department or who works with me in the emergency department now, I've done for free. I didn't charge them. I don't think the people around me should have to be like, I have to pay to figure out how to eat, especially in the work that we do. So I do offer, that for the people that are around us, but I also work with people's budgets. Not everybody has thousands of dollars to hire somebody to show them how to work out, to show them how to eat, to show them, what they're actually capable of. So I work with everybody's budget. So,
Yeah.
you go into Planet Fitness and they're like, oh no, it's $799 for 4 weeks and you get 1 hour per week. That's not, I don't work that way. Not at all. Because everybody's so different. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's mind's different. Everybody's willingness to reach their goal is different. So I, with TCC, there's the free pick me ups. So text me. I don't feel good. I feel like I want to eat this. What can what's an alternative so I can kind of still get that? And I'm going to work with you and get you through that kind of hump. So no
Wh-
pun,
Yeah.
no,
And
no joke in that one.
what's also super motivating too is it's like I know forever it's like you want to do all the right things, you want to make all the right choices, but like good food like initially before you actually like take extra time to do your research, and you might have to stop at a couple different places. Like, healthy food's expensive. Well, let me tell you,
Yeah.
McDonald's is no longer a 2.99 two cheeseburger meal either, like it was when we were growing up. And
Yeah.
it's just as expensive, if not more, at this point. So now you're paying the same amount of money to put shit in your body and feel like shit before, after, and sometimes during, when you can just take the extra time. And like, just little pointers that you were able to give is like, like I said, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I love doing it. I mean, it's something that I have such a passion for. So anytime somebody's like, "Hey, can you help me?" I'm like, "Yep, yes. When? When do you want me to? I'm available these days. What can I do to help?" I love doing it, and I love being able to adapt some of the recipes too, because a lot of the recipes are just full of fat, and not that you can't have fat, but the whipping cream and other things that go into it are not helping. So I like to modify as much as humanly possible. But and I can show you how to eat healthy at a restaurant. You can still go to a restaurant. It's not like you are completely stuck. You can go to a restaurant, you can go to a bar, you can do whatever. It's you know anybody can just go in and also request a consultation. It's completely free. So there's always that option too, if you just have no idea what to do. All right, with that said and done, I'm done promoting myself and trying to make everybody healthy at the same time. We have one last quick email, and of course, it's their Tinder 20, which I'm so glad that we
Uh,
got this.
I love
So,
this.
so, so glad. So, this person writes to us and says, "It's funny you mention Tinder dates because I recently had one that I never thought that I would walk away from. Jeffrey Dahmer? Well, let's use him for an example."
Oh my God.
But it starts all like that. So he sent me pictures of what he looked like, how he dressed, where he liked to go, what he did for a living. And I was looking for this guy when we got to the restaurant. He, in the pictures, was a tall, pretty thin, well-built man with crystal blue eyes. And I should have known better with the crystal blue eyes. I walked into the restaurant. He noticed me first and waved. The person who waved was over 400 pounds and couldn't get up from the table. I looked directly at him and thought, well, how do I say you are not the person that I came to meet? So I sat down and I said, with all due respect, you completely catfished me. And I didn't know it was possible for a woman to get catfished, but here we are. He then continued to say, I knew that I wouldn't have met him because of his size, and I shouldn't be the one to judge somebody based on size because I'm not skinny and I'm not a supermodel. I
I'm already enraged.
would have dumped the water just on the table so it slid clean across. And she said, "Oh, I love this girl's response is fantastic." And she said, "I'm no Jenny Craig representative, but don't you dare talk to me about weight. You couldn't get up off of this chair. I hope you have a great day. Try the salad. I hear it's great." And she walked out of the restaurant. I
Oh
want to
my
high
God.
five this woman so bad. It's the
Yes,
best thing
girl.
I've heard.
Yeah, you need to write down some of those lines for me, because
Oh, yeah.
I can't get it. And you know what? Like, and that's the world we live in, right? It's just like, okay, like she said, she might she might not be the next Jenny Craig advertiser, but you know what? She at least put her authentic self forward, right? And it's like, hey, this is me, and this is what you're gonna get. And shame on him for not doing the same thing, because you're starting off on a lie. Who's gonna move on with that or give you a chance? Like, and what are you even, like, the audacity to expect that? And I get you have no like self-confidence or whatever. And you know what? You're right. There's gonna be a lot of people who wouldn't meet you or match you for that. But to deceive people instead, like, again,
Yeah.
fuck all the way off.
It's true. I can't. The poor girl must have been furious. I don't know that I would have made it to the table, to be honest with you. I don't think I would have just turned right on my heels and walked out. I mean, listen, I don't care what size you are. Nick and I were both fat when we were married. He was almost 300 pounds. I was 210. It is what it is. I didn't care. His weight didn't make a difference to me. But if he it was honest with me in the, if he was dishonest with me in the beginning and said, oh, however much, and then I got there and he was 300 pounds, I would have been like, well, that's a little different. So yeah, that poor girl. I mean, good for her though.
Yeah.
I'm no Jenny Craig representative.
Right, right. And God love her. And you know what? To
I
stand there, I wish I was a fly on the
know.
salad in that restaurant, right? Like what
Yeah.
the fuck? I would have
Yeah.
high-fived her. I would have offered to follow her out and buy her like a to-go meal on the way home, like any and all of the above.
Yeah. Well, she said at the very end, please leave my name out. But I did leave when I left. Oh God. When I left, I stopped at Starbucks and got a cake pop and a latte. Fuck him.
Good for her.
So yeah, I love this girl already. I don't know where she's from, but honey, when you listen to this, we love you.
We love you, girl. And you know what? Keep selling your authentic self and putting it forward because that's what I'm trying to do. Because the last thing you want to be on the receiving end is somebody sitting down being like, well, you don't look like your pictures. And it's like, yep, you're not getting filters from me. You're not getting anything because I don't want to leave you any surprises.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even. The 20 seconds of Tinder probably has to be, out of all the things that we do, is going to be the best thing that we put on here every week. It may just take over a little bit, but I think I'm okay with that.
I know. I think so too. It's gonna be real good.
Absolutely. And we have to give a big thank you to Heather at Plump and Pretty MA, which is Plump and Pretty Mass.
Plump and Pretty Medical Aesthetics. As a registered nurse, aesthetic injector, and visionary owner of Plump and Pretty, Heather brings a unique combination of clinical expertise and a true passion for beauty and wellness. With a rich background in nursing, including many years of experience in the emergency room, Heather recognized the opportunity to merge her love for healthcare and her passion for aesthetics. And so, Plump and Pretty Medical Aesthetics was born. Heather is dedicated to helping clients achieve their skincare and wellness goals with a personalized approach. Her unwavering commitment to delivering exceptional care ensures you'll leave feeling radiant and confident. Heather looks forward to meeting you and helping you reach your ultimate beauty goals. Don't forget to visit plumpandprettyma.com.
She sponsored this episode.
Thank you, Heather.
If you want to have your business on our podcast, please feel free to email us at traumablondes@gmail.com and we will work with you to get your business out there. Women owned, we would love to see. I love to see women owned businesses. Heather is an independent business owner, which is fantastic. TCC is also women owned, which is great.
Yes. So send us in, tell us all. We would love to keep promoting your businesses so we can all work together to be our authentic selves.
Absolutely. And if you have, scrub stuff, badge reels, any of the stuff that, all the nurses love, we definitely want to put you on here too. And even have you on as a business owner. We like to talk to other business owners as well. Well, all right, everybody. You stayed till the end.
Unlike the men in our lives.
Ooh, maybe though, Di will stay a little longer than a week.
I'm telling you, 10 to 40. And if I get another Tinder zombie, I'm tapping out.
Oh, I'm gonna be so excited. Hey, one of my coworkers actually married the guy she met on Tinder. Everybody gave me a hard time. Oh, you're on Tinder, blah, blah. Listen, bro, it is what it is. And then one of the girls I work with was like, whatever, I married my husband and I met him on Tinder. Done. So you never know.
There's
I hope
hope
he doesn't
yet.
hear this. There is hope. I also hope he doesn't hear this and he's like, oh, dude, this girl wants to marry me already. Just kidding. I don't.
We don't.
Just
We don't.
week one. Just using examples, buddy. I promise. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. And we obviously every single day wish you all the best and stay safe.
Like Kristyn said, stay safe. Write us, tell us your stories. traumablondes@gmail.com.
Take care, everybody. We love you.
Bye.